We continue to follow the decision by the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade. This eliminates a nearly 50-year-old constitutional right to abortion and giving states the authority to limit or ban the procedure moving forward. And since that announcement on Friday, there are just so many questions out there, like what happens next? How does this impact us here in Indiana? So to help us understand this, we're joined by Daniel Konkol, a law professor of Indiana University. First off, Dan, thank you so much for being here. Good morning.
Happy to be here, Melissa. Good morning to you.
Yes. Now, Dan, we've been talking about all morning long about this decision, what it means. How do you think this will add to the political divide?
Well, I think it will inflame tensions even more. I mean, we are a deeply divided society. So this will, I think, add to the polarization, the Democratic versus Republican polarization, red state, blue state polarization, urban, rural polarization. So in that respect, the decision is really one that I think will further add to the tensions that we're facing.
And we've already seen that, right? So now that it's up to the state to decide, our state leaders will have to, figure out if there are any exceptions, if there will be, so on. What do you think some of those key questions are for lawmakers? Do you think they'll run into some issues?
Absolutely. I mean, the first question is, at what point in pregnancy, assuming the Indiana legislature chooses to prohibit abortion further, which is quite likely, at what point in pregnancy should the prohibition kick in? So that under current Indiana law, the prohibition is basically 20 weeks of pregnancy. Will Indiana choose to move that period to 15 weeks, which was the period at issue in the Mississippi law that the Supreme Court approved yesterday? Will it move it back to 6 weeks, which is the period currently existing in Texas, for example? Will it push it back all the way to the point of conception, as some states have done? So the first question is, at what point in pregnancy will the abortion prohibition take effect? Second key question, as you mentioned, is what exceptions will be provided after the point at which abortion is prohibited? One exception that I think almost certainly will be included is when an abortion might be necessary to save the life of the woman. Beyond that, there may or may not be an exception to protect the health of the woman, short of protecting her life. Current Indiana law has a relatively narrow exception in the post-20-week prohibition for physical impairments of various kinds. Should there be an exception when the pregnancy is the result of rape or incest? Should there be an exception if the fetus is seriously deformed, such that, for example, the fetus may have a very limited life expectancy if in the event that the fetus is carried forward to birth? All of those questions are on the table, and they will be controversial, and they will be very difficult to resolve, even in a legislature that is overwhelmingly dominated by Republicans.
I appreciate you going through all those for us. Unfortunately, we're almost out of time here. I have to ask you one quick question, if you could answer it quickly here. I know it's a complicated question, so it's hard to do so. Some have suggested that this would lead to other rights at risk. What do you think about that?
I think it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. There is very strong support nationwide for same-sex marriage, for example, such that I think it's unlikely that the Supreme Court, simply as a matter of political reality, will try to back away from a case like that, for example. So I think it's unlikely but possible that other rights could be at issue.
Well, Dan, thank you so much for helping us understand all of this. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thanks,
you. Melissa.
Yes, we'll have this interview posted online. You can also find all of our coverage at fox59.com. We'll be right back.
Whether